And hello.
Good morning, everyone.
Testing. Happy Friday.
It's Friday. It's before a new release.
It's
How are y'all doing today?
It's a very special Friday. It's
every Friday is a special Friday.
This is gonna be a pretty exciting stream. I've been looking forward to this one for a while now.
Yeah.
This
You were
is
saying our previous streams weren't exciting enough?
no, but this has been this update has been one of these things where the list keeps getting longer and longer. That Luke has been compiling of what's going to be new in this update.
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and say right now in Google Docs where I edit, it is 11 pages long. So
wow.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Yeah, that's a lot of patch notes. I mean, to be fair, also I wrote a lot into the little blog entry there, but not 11 pages worth, that's for sure.
But a question, did you use 84 font size for that?
Double
Always.
spaced, like turning it in like a high school like writing assignment. Yeah.
Yeah. Narrow the margins too.
Yeah.
So just before we start here, let's kind of go through the introductions in case there's anybody new that is joining us here. I'm Olex. I'm one of the community managers here at Beamdog. And right underneath me here, we have our special guest for this stream. We have Sean, who is from the design team, who had a very big hand in some of the cool features that are going to be added in this update. Sean, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Sean. I'm a senior systems designer here at Beamdog, and I work on a lot of the game balance, a lot of the perks, artifacts, and like other systems in the game. And I'm happy to join you guys on stream and show you some of the stuff we've got cooked up.
Thank you for joining us, Sean. And right underneath Sean, we have my better half coming to us live from all the way in Europe, Julius. Julius, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Julius, community manager of Beamdog. Nice to see you all here.
And then last but certainly not least, the busiest man at Beamdog, the man with the plan, the creative director, Luke.
I don't know that I'm strictly the busiest guy at Beamdog. I'm busy.
I've seen your schedule. I've seen your schedule.
Triple booked a lot of the day. Like I'm not gonna deny that, but you know, I'm still available. Anyway, hello everybody. I'm Luke. I am not nearly as important as I am made out to be.
There you go. The most powerful mustache in the biz for Mike or Jaws. There you go.
No, goodness. If you haven't, if you haven't seen some of the other like game devs, there's like I don't know. This is like the project director mustache. I don't know, there's a lot of handlebars. I'm not quite sure why that happened, but.
Okay, so before we get into this update, we have some other Beamdog news to briefly mention. And the first thing is that next week we have a little bit of an anniversary that is coming up. Is that correct, Julius?
Hey, that's awesome. Absolutely correct. 13 years of Beamdog next week.
It's a big one. It's a big one.
It's a teenager now.
Yeah. And in addition to that, we also have a pretty big update that is coming to one of our other titles, Axis and Allies Online. Julius, you want to talk about that really quick?
Right, so that update has already come to the game this week, and what I wanted to say is we fixed, or at least we think we fixed the black screen issue on the iOS version of that game. So if you have an iOS device, please check it out and tell us if that issue is fixed. That game is a strategy. You can play it on the fly, like on your iPhone, iPad. So try it and tell us if the issue is fixed. That one is really important because it took us many months, many attempts to do that, but we have never stopped. We always tried to proceed until the end and finally think that we are there.
Awesome. I know this is something that the team has been working really, really hard on, and I'm sure that the players of the game will definitely appreciate this fix. Moving on, I think it's time to discuss the update, and there's a lot of stuff to go over here, so I'm going to try to take it one thing at a time, but because we have our special guest Sean here, Sean, I believe there are a lot of changes that are coming with the class perks system, and I was wondering if you could discuss that really quick.
Yeah, totally. So each character now has 3 class perks instead of just 1. So it previously used to be, for example, like Maggie would just have Mage's Moxie, and that was her character perk every game you went into. Now, at the start of in your infusions tree at very level 1, you start the game, every character's level 1, you immediately get to pick a class perk, and that could be Mage's Moxie, for example, or you could spec into one of our other subclasses, such as Channeler, or the other one is called Channeler and Spellsword, yes. And so basically every character now has 3 perks that you can specialize into on each one of those classes for each character, which adds a total of 8 new perks to the game alone, and everyone unlocks them right away as soon as you launch the game, which is really cool. Additionally, at the end of, if you get your character to infusion level 10, meta rank level 10, you unlock all 3 of those class perks for all characters. They get added to every character's pool. So it's an extra incentive to get a character all the way max, because then you can use those perks on other characters, which leads to some really crazy synergies. So that's really exciting. I could briefly talk about some of the perks that we've added, if that's okay, Luke.
Yeah,
please do.
Please, yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's start out with Hawkins. So Hawkins has Vitality Link, and Vitality Link allows you to every time you heal with a potion, it actually gives you some max health permanently on that character. So it really leans into Hawkins' survivalist tree, and additionally, it also heals your teammates for a portion of the health potion as well. All of this is amplified by Book of Herblore as well, the artifact, which increases the amount the potions heal you. So that increases the amount of max health you're gaining from each potion you drink, and the amount you're healing your allies by. So it's a really cool synergy there as well. Looking forward to you guys trying that one out.
So also, if I might, if your allies have taken the Book of Herblore with a Hawkins that has Vitality Link, it also heals them for more HP as well.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so lots of opportunities for stacking a bunch of books of Herblore on there and getting the crazy heals and crazy max health. We'll see we'll see how that goes. And then next up for Hawkins, he has Magic Marksman as well. And what Magic Marksman does is it leans into sort of Hawkins' more magical, realm walkers subclass, and it takes Hawkins' ranged attack stat and it adds a portion of it, an increasing portion of it, onto his magic stat. So all of a sudden, Hawkins becomes more of a caster type character, which combos especially well with the ice book, since you can kind of do all the crit headshot stuff with ice spells as well.
Very cool.
Next, I'll talk about Maggie.
Yep.
So Maggie has Channeler, and Channeler is a ability which perk that causes your channeled spells to activate quicker. So you can charge up a fireball really quick. You can charge up a blizzard really quick. And as you get into higher and higher tiers, it just goes faster and faster. So you can really pump up the damage, which is awesome. It's a lot of fun to use, especially if you get into tier 4. You're just smashing fireballs all over the place. And then
when in doubt, just cast fireball.
Yes,
exactly.
It also reduces mana cost of those channels.
That's true. Yes,
yeah.
Good point. Yeah. And then for the next perk on Maggie, the new one, she also has Spell Sword. Spell Sword is my personal favorite. It basically makes melee Maggie more viable. So Maggie used to have a lot of stamina issues when you would try and use her as a melee character. But now what Spell Sword does is it makes it so your swings now actually use your mana pool instead of your stamina pool. Once your mana pool is gone, then it will go into stamina. But it basically gives Maggie a huge stamina pool that she can swing swords with, and it makes her really competent melee combatant. Additionally, it also increases your damage with elemental weapons. And by that I mean elemental melee weapons. So your swords or maces or what have you. And then next up is Rico. One of Rico's new perks is Slash and Dash. And Slash and Dash on critical kill, it gives you a really quick speed boost to your sprint, and it reduces the cost of your sprint. So Rico can kind of run around, get a backstab kill, run around, and just kind of do it again, and just kind of bouncing all around the map, killing a bunch of bad guys, which is really fun. And then Rico's other perk, if you'll remind me, so I'm not
Arcane Acrobat.
Arcane Acrobat. Arcane Acrobat makes it so that your dodge costs mana instead of stamina. So it basically gives Rico a ton of ability to be really nimble. This is in his trickster tree, so it kind of fits really well there. And then additionally, it also decreases the cost of your dodge as it levels up. So that one's really fun. Definitely try that one out.
That one is for everyone in the Discord who complains about the stamina cost of dodging. There you go.
Yeah. Between Arcane Acrobat and Spell Sword, if you can get Rico or Maggie up to rank 10, that also means that both dodging and melee weapon use have a double pool of both mana and stamina for use, which is crazy. I've done Spell Sword Rico, and it is absolute nonsense. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. And then lastly, we've got Victoria, yeah?
Oh, yeah, Victoria, yes.
That's right.
Yeah. And so Victoria now has Powerlifter. And Powerlifter is a fun one. For those of you that like power attacks, it basically starts just like Victoria's Vanguard reduces your movement speed penalty while you're blocking. It reduces your movement speed penalty while you're power attacking. So you can kind of run around the map and just smash people with your power attack, wind up in a distance and run forward and give them a big smash, which is a lot of fun.
Pair that with the gauntlets. There you go.
Yeah, Bestios gauntlets. Yeah, for sure. Good combo.
Quick correction. You said Vanguard. You meant Stalwart. Where it reduces movement penalty on shields. Yes. So this is kind of like what Stalwart does for shields. It does for melee weapons.
Yeah. Thank you for the correction. Yeah. And then lastly, we have Inspiring Defense. Inspiring Defense. There's a new mechanic. Do you want to explain the new Perfect Parry mechanic?
Whoa!
Sure. Yeah.
Do we want to go into it now, or we want to show it?
We can jump into it because it's going to be important for understanding Inspiring.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'll start with a preface. Those of you who were sad that we nerfed daggers, this is your day. This is also good for those of you who are sad that you can't infinitely block enemies anymore and trivialize the beast fight. So now the stamina reduction of that on just general defense stays the way that it was, but now with good timing, with you when you block with a shield or a dagger, something happens. With a shield, it significantly reduces the amount of stamina expended on the defense, and it also staggers the enemy that attacked you. I'll be taking Inspiring Defense and Victoria for this session today, so you'll get to see that in action. If you are using a dagger, like Rico, then you will do an immediate counterattack when you parry an enemy with perfect timing. So it reduces the stamina cost once again of blocking with the dagger, and also does some damage in turn with a little lunging dagger stab attack. It's pretty cool. We hope that you all like it. But so Inspiring Defense, in sort of keeping with the new perfect block mechanic, if you want to kind of talk about what it does.
Yeah, so basically when you perfect block with the shield, it actually gives your whole team, regardless of where they are, a global physical defense buff that lasts for like 10 seconds or so, and it stacks up to 3 times. So if you're playing this really sort of defensive Victoria build, you can benefit your whole team by getting those like cool perfect parries, perfect blocks off, and your whole team benefits from it, and they'll take a bunch less damage. So kind of like it's a really team-oriented tank perk. So yeah, that one's really exciting too, especially if you like those kind of like timing mechanics.
Yeah, you can grant some massive damage reduction to both your team and yourself, which is really awesome. It really makes the Paladin tree feel a lot more like the support class that we wanted it to be.
A lot of team synergy perks here, I'm seeing, and this is great. No longer just kind of rallying speech for the team players. And so I think that's all of them here.
That's all of the new class perks. But wait, there's more.
Oh, yes.
You want to talk a little bit about ability upgrades and kind of go quickly down the list? We'll be showing these things in action as well.
Should we talk about Clairvoyant?
Oh, Clairvoyant.
You want to jump into that first? Yeah, let's go ahead and start there, just so that people, because it's relevant to perks. If you want to kind of tell us about the brand new perk.
Sure. So there's a brand new perk that's unlocked by a quest, and once you unlock it, Clairvoyant, if you'll notice the sort of callback to Clairvoyant Diadem, Clairvoyant is a perk that you can unlock, and then once you get it in game, what it does is it makes all your future perk choices have +1 choice. And you might be saying, wow, so yeah, I just can get Clairvoyant Diadem in game? Well, not quite. There's a little bit of a drawback. When you get your first tier of Clairvoyant, actually it gives you that extra perk choice from throughout the future of your perks, but it reduces your attribute choice down to just 1 attribute. So it's really great for perks, not so great for your attributes. And as you tier it up, it starts to remove that penalty and return your attribute choices back to you. And I believe the mythic tier Clairvoyant gives you an additional perk choice at the end as well. So yeah, so I know a lot of people have a lot of fun with selecting their perks and like getting their perfect builds. This is just one more perk that allows you to sort of sculpt your own destiny with your perk choices.
Well, I think our community will definitely love this, because I know that their favorite artifact is the 4 irons. I mean...
Yes, 4 irons certainly will benefit from this greatly. And that's a grand total, correct me if I'm wrong here, Sean, of if you take Clairvoyant Diadem and you get Clairvoyant the perk at Mythic tier, which is a rebrand of tier 4, that is a grand total of 6 perks choices per level.
It is, yes. It's a bit excessive.
It's a little crazy. I hope that all fits on screen. I haven't seen that in action before.
It does, barely.
Okay. Just barely. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic.
And then moving on from there, do we want to get into the new abilities?
Yeah, let's talk about ability upgrades. So you have to date had a handful of ability upgrades available to you in the first column. So, for example, if you are playing Rico, then his Pocket Sand applies physical vulnerability to enemies that it hits. If you have, say, Hawkins's Phantom Shot, then it originally reduces the cooldown when you hit an enemy to a certain limit. These are all ability upgrades that already exist in the game. Now we have unlocked the second column of ability upgrades for you for all characters, which means that you have more places to put your ability points. Quick trade-off, you only have 6 ability points to use, so you're going to have to start making some choices now, instead of being able to just unlock everything like you used to. Let's go down the list. Let's talk about Hawkins first, because unfortunately, so Sean will be playing Hawkins today. Unfortunately, he does not have a maxed out save file on this branch of the game. So we're going to talk about these, but you're not going to be able to see them in action immediately. But if you want to kind of talk, well, let's take a quick look at what Hawkins' new abilities do. If you want to just click over and, yeah, there you go, highlighting that.
I've got him up.
Spectral Detour 2 now allows Hawkins to to add a bonus, a buff, to his party members when he passes through them. Phantom Shot 2 fires 3 arrows in a fan when you shoot a normal Phantom Shot. So instead of 1, it goes out like that. And finally, Rift Arrow 2 changes the ability from drawing enemies into that sort of singularity in the center of the ability, but instead creates a zone of denial. It creates an AoE damage zone that you can then also, when you're ready, press the button to detonate like a bomb.
Very cool. Let's go to Maggie. Julius, what are Maggie's abilities?
Yeah, going to play Maggie today, so I looked at these new upgrades. Snap 2. It means that Maggie will cause a blast of fire damage in an area around the locations she teleports to. So teleport is not only a save me option, but also an option to maybe damage your enemies. Familiar 2. The Familiar will deal increased damage with higher accuracy, but at a lower rate of fire. Obviously, for those who like the Familiar, that's a great choice. I know you just run around the battlefield, wait for your Familiar to recharge and then reset it. And Barrier 2. Barrier 2 costs you 3 ability points, but Barrier will become smaller and it stays centered around Maggie as she moves. I'll be playing Spell Sword today and picked Barrier 2, so I will try it in action and you will be able to see how it works.
And then moving on to Victoria. Luke, what's going on with Victoria here?
Sure thing. Victoria's ability upgrades are don't really fundamentally change the way that you use the abilities very much, but just kind of make them a little bit better. Vanguard 2 will allow you to do more damage the further you travel with Vanguard. So its damage escalates the further you go. Shield Sling or Sling Shield number 2 increases the number of bounces that the shield does before it returns to you. And it can return to an enemy that it's already hit. So you can pinball around a group of 3, 4 enemies, maybe even 2, with your Sling Shield, doing a lot of extra damage and a little bit of extra control. And finally, Lion's Roar rank 2, or Lion's Roar 2, allows you to it instead of doing something specific to Lion's Roar, it actually affects your other 2 abilities. So Lion's Roar reduces the cooldown timer on Vanguard and Sling Shield, makes them refresh faster, and it also increases their damage. So you can activate Lion's Roar and then do more, like a couple of Sling Shields during the duration of Lion's Roar, and hit enemies for a harder sling shield or a harder vanguard. I think it's pretty sweet.
And last but not least, I don't want to be biased here as a Rico main and say that Rico has the best second tier of ability upgrades here, but damn if they are good, lordy. So the first one, we have Pocket Sand 2. So instead of firing your Pocket Sand in kind of a cone, it is now a 360-degree smoke bomb that you kind of throw, and it also increases your movement speed for a short amount of time. But the piece de resistance we have right here, Deadly Thrust 2. If Deadly Thrust deals a killing blow to an enemy, its cooldown is refreshed. So immediately. So chain kind of spamming, obviously this isn't something that you're going to be able to do all that much of in the later floors, but in the early floors, which hopefully you will see, it gets pretty crazy with this ability. And then the last one we have here, backslash 2. Backslash can be reactivated within 3 seconds of initial use, but it no longer insta-kills non-boss, non-elite enemies. So kind of a trade-off, kind of gives you a little bit more defensive options to allow you to kind of teleport away from trouble with the backslash. It'll be interesting to see. With that said, I think that covers all the characters here. Should we start a game?
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to actually see. Before we do, though, that does bring up an important point, and something that was recently a little bit of discussion in the Discord. I realized there is a sort of hidden mechanic in a manner of speaking that might not have been immediately obvious around. We're getting to stutter again, apparently.
Oh.
You wanna do the thing you do?
Yeah, let me see here.
We did it really early today.
Yeah, we did. Hopefully this will fix it. Yeah. I'm fine. It's just them, unfortunately. Let me see. Making this. Hopefully this changes things. Oh, yeah. How about now?
Might be fixed. All right. Yeah. It sounds like when there you go. You don't want us to start singing. It sounds like, yeah, when you change video settings for whatever reason, it fixes itself. So, oh, you needed to hit apply. Here.
Of course, we will deny that we are robots, right?
Yeah. You know, well, we can partially deny it. But, okay, so where was I? Talking about backslash. Bit of a hidden mechanic, or not hidden on purpose, but something that wasn't sort of adequately described in its ability, is that you probably noticed, but it instantly kills normal enemies and champions. It does not instantly kill elites and bosses. So it is designed so that when you go and target any normal enemy, you're guaranteed to get the kill. But against the Necrolite, against the War Chief, and against Beastor, and any future elites that we add into the game, you will not see an instant kill, but a fairly high amount of damage. Just wanted to get that point out of the way, because backslash removes that instant kill and instead just does its normal high damage to all enemies.
Alrighty.
Good?
Yeah. What do you say we start a game here?
Let's get into a game. So all of us will be using all of the 3 new ability upgrades, except for Sean. We are also, let's talk about, so I'm taking Inspiring Defense, so you will see me hopefully doing a lot of perfect blocking if I remember to do so.
I've got a lobby up here.
I am joining your lobby.
Oh, there's something else here that I just noticed that...
There's a lot else here. Let's go on.
Yeah. But on the UI specifically, you might have noticed this option here. Kick,
yeah,
kick AFK players. It's a very demanded feature.
Yeah. So this is a bit of a stopgap. We're not just going to stop here. We are still working on, and we'll continue to push forward on getting some more robust controls into the game. But now we'll give you the option, if somebody is just sitting around, not participating, not getting into the game, you can choose to have an automated kick. So if somebody has AFK'd for whatever amount of time that you select, then you can they will be automatically kicked from the game, so you will not be prevented from progressing further. I know that that was a bit of a sore point for some folks. It is not sort of the ultimate solution that we want to do, but hopefully that helps out a little bit.
Definitely.
Also, since it is showing the host screen, we as a clients see that small symbol in the top left corner of the screen showing your connection to the host. Can you tell us about that symbol a little bit more?
Unfortunately, because Olex is hosting the game,
you can't see.
Be able to see it.
Yeah.
But trust me, it's there. There's a little connection icon basically that tells you how good or bad your connection to your host is. It's kind of a visualization of ping. So if your ping is really low, it'll be red. If your ping is okay, it'll be yellow. If your ping is just fine, it'll be green, and it kind of looks like the Wi-Fi connection icon that you're all fairly used to, I imagine.
Alrighty, let's start this up here. And here we go.
But hopefully that will allow you to sort of anticipate if you're going to have a bit of a laggy session. Goodness, this is just the tip of the iceberg too. There's a lot of stuff to look at today. I think we should talk about right away another thing that players have been looking for a long time. So we are all here except for there's Julius. All right. Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Where are we at here?
Hello.
There it is.
Follow my lead.
I don't know if y'all heard that. But we've added in a couple of communication options. So there are two things that I want to kind of bring to attention because they are hopefully going to be helpful in especially those games where you don't have access to Discord or voice chat with your with the other players. There are two things. One is a communication wheel. If you want to get out of your tutorial and get that open there, Olex, if you could take a quick look at.
We'll do it right now. It is, and how would I open the communication wheel again, Luke?
Hold the same button as the other new feature I'm about to talk about. Default tab. Did you not map it?
It does not seem to be going for me here.
You might want to open up your control menu and map it and ruin the surprise.
Oh.
But, all right. So yeah, there's a communications wheel. Alex is about to go into his options menu and map it. But there is also, some of you probably noticed it. Some of you probably remember it before we removed it from the options menu because it didn't work yet. But
I think I found something.
there is a ping system as well. So when you want to draw attention to something that you want someone to take a look at, you just highlight it.
There's a shield doing nothing over there.
And you can tell your friends about it.
Character menu.
All the way at the bottom.
Oh, it is at the bottom? I
All
thought.
the way at the bottom.
Did I miss it?
Yep, there it is. Tab. Ping.
Ping. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Head back. You should be good.
Let's see. There we go. Finally. Alrighty. And so we got a couple
beyond
options.
Just being able to ping things, ping automatically has an associated voice line, and will be helpful, and also tells you the distance from the thing that you pinged. So, if I want to ping like Hawkins, you know, we need to assist Hawkins, and he is currently 6 meters away from me.
Looks like someone can use a hand.
Yeah, but you can also trigger one of 10 useful, handy-dandy, universally understood useful words like sorry, attack,
Whoops.
follow me,
Sorry.
I see enemies, stay close to me, hello, yes,
company.
no, stop, or help. So that should also hopefully help everybody with communicating, especially with those folks when you don't have voice
Little
chat
help.
available.
Anybody?
Alrighty. Awesome.
And with that said,
Follow my
Let's get in there.
immensely useful, and also not specifically planned as part of the feature, but because of the distance, it's even kind of useful in single player because you can tag an enemy and you can turn your back and you'll still know how far away they are from you because it tells you how many meters they are, which is great.
Now, I think obviously the biggest use that this is probably going to get is marking health potions.
Oh yeah, geez, you know something we didn't even say a single word about.
Let me see those eyes.
You might have noticed that the level looks a little bit different.
Oh, yes!
Way to bury the lead.
Oh my god.
Facelifts, the entire adventure has received a facelift. Every nook and cranny and corner of the adventure has gotten a visual upgrade, and not only that, we will make our way to the end of the first floor and you'll be able to see the second and ultimately third floors, but there is also a visual progression between each of the floors. We also, hopefully, by the way, for Rico, might wish to
I already got one.
yeah. Oh, hey, perfect timing. Come and join me in this brand new junction room.
Oh yeah, brand new room, yeah. Here we
Good
go.
job gathering a team to oppose Daedalus.
Thank you, Hawkins. I'm grateful you
We
joined us.
got a character dialogue.
It was clear you needed help.
Yes. Indeed.
Perhaps tone of voice diminished my jest.
Perhaps Sylvia can help you with that.
Let's not spoil everything in here.
Oh, sure. Oh, we don't want to spoil the thing?
I don't want to spoil the thing. Look, when you get in here, experiment a little bit. Look around.
Yeah.
What do you see?
And so this is a new treasure room for players to...
Yeah, and a newly built treasure room, just to get a little bit of variety into these little treasure spaces. This is certainly not the last addition to Bastion of the Beast Lord, but a good step in the right direction for new little play spaces for you. More stuff coming soon, but for now, yeah, let's head back to the other exit from this junction room.
Just selecting my perks.
Oh yeah, we leveled up. We should probably do that.
And
One thing I really wanted to call out, if that's okay, is the stamina changes.
Of course.
oh yeah,
So,
stamina changes.
We've gotten a lot of feedback that the stamina system was like potentially a little overly punitive, and players would often find themselves exhausted quite often. So we've made a big change to the regeneration rate, the base regeneration rate of stamina, which really makes it so you'll find yourself much less frequently exhausted, unless you're kind of like going all in and expending all your stamina in kind of one go. And it's made a huge difference, I think, to the moment-to-moment gameplay that I really like.
So, if you're watching, you can probably see me spamming my infinite, Oh, that one didn't get him!
You missed, or you didn't get a kill.
By a couple points.
And now you're on the cooldown of shame.
That's what it is now, with your E ability. It is the cooldown of shame.
Yeah, Deadly Thrust is now cooldown of shame whenever you miss the killing blow.
Oh.
That's what it is. Hey,
At least the crypts should be easier to navigate than this maze.
Ranged attack bracers here for Sean.
But yeah, so as Sean was saying, yeah, so we've done a couple of tweaks to the stamina system. Now you'll find that when you swing your weapon around a bit, it will still deplete at roughly the same rate, so you can absolutely still exhaust yourself, but regeneration is a lot faster. That has also necessitated some small changes to some of our perks.
Lurks nearby.
Like Soul Bond, for example. Yeah, it's overall, I think, a much needed improvement, especially to those folks who still haven't quite figured out how to effectively manage their stamina.
I was just showing off how nice the visual changes to the previous room looked. I really love that set piece room.
Looks foresty. Very
Oh,
nice.
absolutely. Yeah, we keep, the characters keep talking about it being a forest, about it being like, overgrown and stuff like that. And the last iteration of the forest wasn't quite selling that exactly. So we've added a lot of ivy. We've really sort of amped up the trees and the fungus. And I hope that it feels good for you.
If you want a potion, there's one here.
I guess that's me.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Oh. Well, so we have these attributes are new as well.
Oh yeah, we've got some new attribute choices.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, you might be seeing there's a couple
And you
new
made these, huh?
yes,
Yes, I
new
know.
categories, some combinations that kind of allows you to experiment a little bit more with the attributes. What am I gonna go with here? Let's go willful.
So we've had a couple of internal conversations about ways that we can make getting some perks that you aren't super happy with a little bit less punitive. And one of the things that we arrived at there to start was a set of new ability choices that give you a few things to do. Oh boy, I'm find myself out before I get
Bad room. Bad room, I know.
Also, a new mechanic that you may not have, that I don't think you necessarily saw when I was using this now, but now we've also added, well, it's not gonna be super different to the Necro type because she doesn't dagger. But now, if you're dashing and then you hold your power attack, you also do a charging attack now, which does extra stagger depending on the type of weapon that you're using. Swords will now do knockdown, and aces.
I will
even harder.
show that off. So that's what it looks like. The charge attack. You're watching right now.
Get a nice running. There you go.
Yeah.
There's a potion here for you, Sean.
Take a look at
I'll
this.
top up.
Yeah, pop us all up. My
Well, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
You're have to check this out. if you look at Olex's health bar when Sean just chugged his medium health potion, Olex is now much closer to full.
Yeah.
So this actually really kind of changes the dynamic of potion use too, because I find myself when there is a Hawkins with Vitality Link in the battle, really kind of like just going, "Hey, go drink this potion. Drink it right now. I know you're at full health, but the rest of us need it."
Yeah.
You know? It kind of changes the dynamic of potion use in a good way, I think.
For sure.
It really
Well,
encourages a lot more team play.
it's definitely more team play. Also, selfishly, I've gotten already 25 more HP from all the potions I've been chugging. I've got an overwhelming rare mace here.
Oh, I will definitely pick that up. Where is it? Open that for me? Oh, thank you. Power attack damage. If I was taking heavy lifter, that'd be even better. But
Magic defense boots.
I'll take him if no one else is gonna take him. A little bit more tankiness, Victoria.
Okay, going through this, we have a couple of questions that have been submitted by the community throughout the week here, so I guess, depending on how hectic the room is here, I might ask them.
I'll do the usual thing and see if you can,
Oh, not this room, not this room, not this room.
I got myself set on fire. I was asking for it. It's alright.
So if you're watching right now, you probably see I'm getting some pretty sick counterattacks off with my dagger. Definitely comes in handy when you're cornered in situations like you previously saw there. But it is very, very useful. Extremely useful for all the Rico mains. Oh, actually, I was surprised by that too, Baron. Yeah, that backstab didn't trigger that explosive plan.
We fixed that.
Yeah.
Now AoE effects from your abilities that only do stagger but not damage will not trigger spore pods when you like backstab or teleport close to them like Maggie does. That said, however, for example, if you take the new and improved ability upgrade 1 to backstab, which now does poison damage, or like Maggie's snap 2, you will still trigger them because it does do damage.
And I do not grant intruders safe passage. You may take pride that you have come so far. Your incursion has come
I really
to an
love
end.
the new look. I've been playing in this version of the build for a little while, so it's always really jarring to go back to the current.
It does look really amazing.
And for those of you who are eager to get your hands on it, as usual, this comes out this upcoming Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Be sure that everybody knows.
Every 3 weeks.
Every 3 weeks on Wednesday. This is a massive patch, however. You might have noticed that the version number is now 0.4.0.0. We have gone up a full second dot digit.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. But I don't even think we've really completely scratched the surface of all of the updates to the game either at this point. There's still a lot to talk about. There's still a lot to see. And we're definitely not going to get to all of it today.
Yeah, we're gonna try our best here. Oh my god, nice save.
Well, and I mean, some of it is probably worth letting people sort of
Experience for themselves,
learn about
definitely.
Experience for themselves. Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
It'll all be in the patch notes that we on Wednesday with the patch as well.
Yeah, put aside some time to read them. they're very long.
Also, I'm not exactly sure under what circumstances it happened, but some of the players, some of you, may have to date not been hearing the banters play normally. It's rare, but it happens all the time to people it happens to. It wasn't happening at all to people it didn't. So you've either had this or you haven't, but it should be fixed now. So you should be hearing all character banters play in their incomplete, and that also includes like the set piece banters as well. So a little but important fix. Our book over there. I'm gonna upgrade my mace.
Actually, Luke, you're probably better off with the shield.
Here.
There you go.
Or blue shield even.
Blue
yes,
shield.
Please. I'm still rocking my level 1 first starter shield.
Same. Who's
Spellbook.
Julius? You gonna grab the spell book?
No, I'm not using spell books this time.
Oh, you're using the sword.
Made with swords.
Yes.
Oh, I feel
Tell
horrible
you what,
leaving
I'll
that
grab
book
the
there.
spellbook.
Alright, cool.
I mean, you know, we've got Covenus Crucible right up ahead. That's some money.
Oh, again, almost completely forgot about that.
One other thing that
How
I've
soon you
just
forget.
remembered is I just picked up a Mace of Arcane, and Corruption now functions a little bit differently. We were having some issues with players understanding what Corruption did, because basically what it used to do was it would decrease the armor that enemies have when you hit them with it. Now it applies a debuff that every time they get hit, they take extra damage in the form of Arcane. So it kind of functions like a dot, in like similar way to like Ignite does, but it triggers on every time you hit them, and the damage is quite high, especially at higher levels. You can really like stack up a bunch of damage on people really quickly with Focus Fire.
Cool,
It's
cool.
like this default extra arcane elemental damage.
Yeah.
Is that everything we're selling?
I mean, we can always sell more, so
Alrighty.
I'm not seeing a whole lot interesting on the table. Do we want to do a quick refresh?
Yeah, let's do a refresh here.
Okay, I'll roll.
Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay, something else new
A couple
here.
new things to look at.
Yeah. So what we have right here is a perk shard. Luke, you want to explain what perk shards do?
Shards are a new thing that our merchant is selling in their shop. There are multiple types of shards that you can pick up, but a shard is effectively a specialized perk choice. So you can choose, for example, we have 2 different types of shards on the table right now. There's a warrior shard here on the left, 7,500 gold, and it will give you a random melee type perk. And over here we have a defender's shard, which will give you a survivability or support type perk. So, for example, the melee shard or the warrior shard might give you choices between, mace or sword specialization. It might give you reckless or various other sort of abilities that are all sort of tied around doing melee combat. Any other sort of highlights to like the warrior shard, Sean? I know that sort of perks are your bailiwick.
No, I think you covered the gist of it.
Okay, great. And where like a defender shard is for survivability, so it would be like things like battle charge or like giant's heart. So being the tank, I'm actually going to spring for the defender shard here. And I also need to level up. So starting off, Nimble Blade. I will take that. And then, so the Defender Shard gave me the option between Bounty Hunter and Rallying Speech. So I will take Rallying Speech.
I just realized I sold my sword.
Oh no.
Womp womp.
I thought I dropped my other dagger. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, perfect.
I'll bail you out.
This will work.
Well done. Well, there's lots of swords that drop. You'll find.
Yeah, I'll find something. I'll find something. Awesome.
All
So are we good to go to the next floor?
Wanna go see what the second floor of the dungeon looks like today?
Yes. Yeah, what it looks like. Yeah.
We're also quickly coming up on lizard men.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Everybody's face drops a little bit.
So here we go.
So yes, some time has elapsed. We stopped to catch our breath and camp, but as a result, it has gotten later in the day. It is now dusk, and the entire forest, all of the levels have a separate theming. You'll notice that the forest isn't quite as lush. As a matter of fact, most of the trees are dead and starting to get strangled out by these big thorny vines.
Very spooky.
You'll notice that theming kind of persists throughout. A lot more green than sort of yellows and blues the last time.
So it adds a nice visual progression to the floors as players kind of go through.
I mean, it's
In your face.
it's gonna be nice to see YouTube and Twitch chats or Twitch thumbnails that aren't always the exact same look of the floor.
Definitely, yes. You've got
bracers.
bracers.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Not feeling like that. Not feeling like this.
Now, I gotta get some props in the chat for pulling off these counterattacks. It is some good timing. It is some really good timing here.
You're doing well, Oleg.
Thank you, thank you.
Also, Maggie has a spell sword. She can run and use her stamina, and then use her mana for actually using the melee weapon. So
Yeah, your stamina is all only your movement abilities. So
indeed, so she becomes more versatile, and thus her survivability has increased.
yeah, honestly, she can go toe to toe with Rico easily as a melee character now. She doesn't quite have the mobility that Rico has, and especially with the addition of Rico's new ability. Also, check out that smoke bomb; it's so cool.
Yeah.
Big props to our VFX team, who are really killing it with some of the new VFX that's coming into the game. And you'll also notice, and maybe. Yeah, nobody has really seen it because none of us are using spells. Next time a spellbook drops, somebody point me at it. Another long-running problem that folks have had. Oh, there's one right there. Perfect.
Oh, did you find one?
May I? So something else that people have been saying is that they feel like they're getting flashbanged a lot when you have a fire spell cast.
Oh, new fire effects.
Also, yeah, new fire effects
Right,
basically. Yeah. So better targeting reticle, which looks pretty dang cool. You can't really see it. I'll hand over the book to Olex afterwards.
Yeah.
But kablooey! It's still big. It's still boomy, but it's not quite as. The flash is quite brief. And it doesn't eat up nearly as much of your screen space, especially sort of if I, for example, throw it and Olex directly,
I can still see.
Yeah, you can still see. I'll drop it also, and you can check out the new targeting reticle, which is also a small but
there we go.
Nice new touch.
Just make this look.
Very cool. Awesome.
Very, very cool.
How beautiful these glowing mushrooms are. Oh my goodness. Hang out in the spores here.
Visual improvements are.
Oh yeah. You wanna just back away from the shrine for a second? Let Olex show it off.
There's a healing fountain.
Here we go. Ooh, look at that, and I'm gonna use it too.
There you go. I'll need it.
Yeah, new.
A couple visual improvements on our shrines here and there. They're going to be coming over time. Right now, the biggest ones that you're going to notice are the healing shrine and the forge, the Mystic Forge, which has also gotten an upgrade, but not its full upgrade. There's yet another upgrade coming very soon too. So, got some magic defense boots.
Not for me.
I grabbed them.
Excellent. Yeah, you're engaging in melee combat now, so
Yeah.
it's you to have a little bit extra defense.
Time for a skewer. You should walk your back around me.
It also actually makes Maggie a really excellent defense against ranged enemies, because not only are you bouncing their arrows back while you're fighting, but you can also just advance on a ranged enemy that is that's harassing the team with your bubble still following you, as opposed to like having to project it across the level.
Right.
Too much as it is.
It's a lot more dynamic. It gives you the ability to kind of reposition as you need to.
Let's see.
I got left face decide. I have to take it.
Ooh.
Bow mastery tier 2. Yeah.
That's some
Excellent.
luck.
Just what you wanted.
All done.
Well,
Well, you look.
Means
Everybody's
everybody's-
right.
oh, healing shrine. Thanks. I'll make use of that. Thanks for the thing. I'm away.
And it's almost time for the big boy.
Indeed. That's right. Everybody's favorite room early on, and everybody's favorite big lizard.
And I think this fight's gonna be a lot more challenging
Still alive.
for some players this update.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we added the war chief, and the
Blundering
war chief
through
is
my
tough,
land.
but the war chief is
Should
entirely
have turned
beatable.
back while you still had the chance.
But something else that you're probably going to see now is that the lizard men have also gotten a little bit more versatile. We have fortunately not been subject to the lizardman archer abilities just yet, but by far probably the bane of my. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I couldn't see it.
now fire and arcing. Well, he's gonna do it again before long, so don't worry about not having seen it yet. Oh, I got bonked in the back by the war chief. That explains it.
oh my God! Look at the timing.
In your face.
War chief's down, or almost.
Oh,
And the low end of his health bar is still chunkier than. Oh, here he comes.
oh my God! I'm
The,
done.
Blockade, but everything's fine. Olex went down.
I am down.
I
Yes.
got you. I got you.
Oh, so
Well,
yeah, there
poisoned,
is.
but I still
Yeah,
got you.
Oh, I went down. Oh, no.
there's one of the new abilities in action for the Lizardman Archer.
Oh, come on, guys. All
Luke,
right.
it's all you. Oh yes.
I'm not
Oh,
alone.
I'm still
Julie's
alive.
here.
Oh,
Not for long.
Julius has like a
Now I'm
sliver.
alone. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll be alright. I'll be alright. No, Julius is still alive. You
I'm
got
just
this, man.
standing here and regenerating.
Well, time to exercise some of that perfect defense, huh? If I can time it.
Time it. Come on.
You'll also notice
Well,
that
oh, no.
you're taking damage because you're corrupted, even though you're blocking. That's another additional process.
Ah.
Perk, he says, as the damage is being applied to me. Alright. Gotta regroup. Gotta do this smarter. There is a lot of mushrooms.
Out of my way! Coming through!
Oh no. Oh no.
Down to 10 hit points.
Oh.
This will be the most amazing comeback story if you can pull this off, Luke.
Okay, I'm just waiting for Lion's Roar to pick back up. Oh, this guy's a regenerator. That's why
Yeah.
he's still alive.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for a regenerating guy. Alright. The Honor of Eldrith.
Nice. Nice.
Oh,
dang.
gotcha. Nice try.
Oh well.
This room
Could have done it. Could have done it.
ended two attempts of us, so this room gets 2, and I believe we won at least 2 times, so it is 2-2 now. A draw.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think we
We're
did
2 and 2, and we died in this room last time that we died too.
But you know what? I think that's a good thing, because I think it allows the players, when the update comes out on Wednesday, to experience some of the really cool visual changes on floor 3, which is probably my favorite themselves. And
It's apocalyptic.
yes, very apocalyptic. We're over the hour mark. I guess rather than
just a couple of questions before we
that's what I was gonna do. You know what? But before we do that, I'm gonna start a giveaway here for an awesome MythForce T-shirt for anyone who's been sticking with the stream so far. I will add it really quickly here, and there we go. It should have started. So enter the giveaway and you can win one of those awesome MythForce tees. Okay, so community questions that were submitted. Let's go through them really quick. The first one, will there be more types of potions? I assume they mean other than
healing potions, I'm
aside from
assuming.
healing, yeah.
Yeah, mana potion, stamina potion, that way.
Well, I mean, mana and stamina regenerate on their own pretty quickly, and especially with the updates to the stamina system, probably you're not going to need stamina potions. I can't really see a point where you're going to, like, maybe like an infinite stamina buff or something like that briefly. But basically what I'll say at the moment is, you know, anything is on the table. Right now, no specific plans for additional potions. There are some things that we're looking at which could be potion-esque in nature, but that's all I'll say about that for now. While Sean and I continue to hash out some details.
Okay, this is another one. This one's kind of pushing it. I don't know. Maybe Luke will give an answer. Maybe he won't. Any hint on the next magic type?
Well, I'll tell you this. It's either lightning or earth.
Okay, there we go.
We've
All
got
right.
fire and ice. Obviously, there's air and earth left. So.
Process of elimination. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. This was kind of an interesting one. Are there any plans in the future for special bosses to be able to drop specific weapons? So I guess they're talking about like boss specific loot drops like you would see in a lot of RPGs. Yeah,
like
yeah.
You know? Well, I mean, considering that this is a short form game, like there's no persistence in stuff at the moment per se. So we haven't really kind of put a whole lot into the idea of like special weapons coming out of like bosses and so on. That said, early on in development there, and like you'll have seen probably in some of the concept art that's been floating around, we did create what we call like iconic weapons for each of the heroes. Victoria's has manifested in her Lion's Roar shield and what have you, but you've seen like Rico's cutlass with the hawk theming to it and what have you. There is a chance that those will revive in some form or another sometime down the line. They're certainly modeled. We used to use them as sort of default weapons, but it kind of felt bad because it was the first thing you threw away all the time.
Yeah.
So, if we were gonna do it, we want to put some good thought into exactly how we were going to and to see if that was even something that had to have some kind of persistence to it. So. It is a question that I do not have a good answer for just yet. But once again, anything's on the table. We're still in early access.
Okay, another one.
Oh no, audio stuttering.
Oh, audio.
Quickly
Yeah. Actually, here, hold on. I can just.
So it happens every 7 minutes.
I guess so. Yeah. There we go.
Is it better now?
Is it good? Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome. This is another question that is kind of another pushing it one, but I think you could give it.
If I have to be cagey.
I think you could give an answer to this one. I think it's a fun one. Because we did announce that there is another weapon coming in the summer or at some point in our summer updates. And the question is, will the next melee weapon be one-handed or two-handed?
Well, I'll tell you this much. It's either one-handed or it's two-handed.
I mean,
no, I won't be a jerk about it. It will be your first two-handed melee weapon.
There we go. Two-handed weapon. What could it be?
It's not in this update, but it is in active development. You'll see it soonish.
So many options. Could be a hammer or a spear or a greatsword or I wonder. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so here is a question that Sean, you probably have an answer for this one. What are the chances of mages spawning in horde rooms compared to player counts?
So it's pretty random. Like how we generate sort of the room propagates with enemies is actually through a CR system, that generates a certain, based on the players, how many enemies and how tough of enemies are spawning in that room. I would say, just practically speaking, though, you'll see a mage one in every 5 to 10 enemies is generally how it plays out.
Awesome. Very, very cool.
Yeah. Although there are some encounters, some room encounters that are designed to be oops, all mages, that sort of thing as well.
Yes.
We have an encounter type that we call bombardment encounters, where we put a bunch of mages with spells on the high ground to just really mess with you. So sometimes you'll see that. But yeah, as a general rule, our mages are a ratio of 5 to 7 to 1 ish.
And I just gotta say, congratulations to Baron von Feen, probably one of our most active Discord members, who just won himself a very, very cool MythForce tee. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
How many more questions?
Wear it with pride and ask people to ask you about MythForce, and then extol the virtues of this wonderful early access game.
Absolutely.
In public.
Here, you know what? This is a fun question. I'm not going to do any more questions to kind of test the limits of what I could ask here. But this is a good one. Why is Beastor, the Lord of the Forest, so vibrant and orange?
All right. So first, you're gonna get on him, man, just because he's ginger?
Is he ginger? He is kind of pale. I mean,
all of
his complexion is very pale. Yeah,
is quite orange.
Yeah.
Also, have you not heard of the Celts? They were fantastic, forest fighters. But all that said, all jokes aside. Lions and Tigers too. Thank you very much, Mike Ward. Appreciate the follow there. But if you are powerful enough, you do not have to be stealthy, is what I'm going to say. Beastor is the Lord of the Forest. He doesn't need to sneak around.
I always find that kind of set piece encounter at the start of the game really funny, just because he's so damn bright and orange. It's just him kind of trying to conceal himself behind that tree.
It's not a ghillie suit. That's his fur, you know?
He doesn't need to be stealthy. He's got his minions to protect him. So
Exactly.
What else do I have here that I'd like to go over? Oh, this is another fun one. Are there any plans to add a voice to the shopkeeper? Shopkeeper, very, very big in our community. A lot of people love him.
Yeah, you know, they do deserve to have a couple of lines, and we've got a couple written. We just haven't recorded them yet. But when we do expect to have a couple of interactions with everybody's favorite shopkeeper.
Actually, we got a question live right here in the chat, and it's an interesting one. Dr. Chakwas, which I got scolded on that name.
Sure did.
Last stream for not knowing. Was it Mass Effect? It was a Mass Effect reference?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yes,
Mass
one of
Effect
the most
reference.
important Mass Effects NPCs.
Would it be possible to add an option after a floor to choose continue but not now for a solo player, like a one-time save point that you can continue but not right now?
Interesting thought. Not something that is currently on our development plan, but I think it's a cool idea. Could please post that into the suggestions channel on Discord if you haven't already, so that we can keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if any other players feel like that would be an option worth implementing.
I do agree it's a good idea though. Like, you know, sometimes I'll be like, you know, half an hour away from a meeting or something like that. I'm like, okay, time to open the game. But most of the time I just retreat at the end of floor 1. Sometimes I want to go into floor 2. Although I might forget what all my perk choices and stuff like that were. So I'll be like, what is my loadout right now? And also we would have to find a way to lock out any changes to your loadout and stuff like that. There would be some technical concerns around it, but it's not an impossibility. Just something we need to think about a little bit.
Alrighty, and you know what? I'll do one more. Question. One more. What's a good one here? What's a good one? Oh, Mike Ward, MythForce coloring book when? That's a
MythForce coloring book. Look, I wanna go all like. I don't know what the future holds as far as MythForce merchandise is concerned. We've already started the merch shop. You can buy hats. I just bought myself 2 MythForce coffee mugs because I get sideways looks whenever because all of the coffee mugs I own are just from studios I used to work at. So it's like, don't you feel like a traitor, like drinking coffee mugs out of a coffee mug from another company? It's like, oh, Beamdog doesn't have a Beamdog coffee mug that I own. So yeah, so now I have some MythForce coffee mugs on the way from the merch shop myself. You got hats, you get t-shirts, you get stickers and stuff like that. Sticker books and like coloring books and stuff like that. Absolutely. I also want to say that if any of our cousins in the Embracer group working at Dark Horse Comics, which is also owned by Embracer, are listening, MythForce comic book.
There we go. Yeah. Actually, there was a specific question about that, and it was any plan for deeper backstory delves with some sort of backstory comics or videos. So who knows?
I mean, like, my answer to all of those things, cartoon series, comic books, other ways to deliver lore, is always I would love to. There is deep lore to this game. We've spent a lot of time on the game's lore Bible, and there's a lot that we aren't talking about in the game just yet. As we add more characters to the game, as you get more interactions, as you start to fight the next sort of set of bosses throughout the adventures, more and more will come out in like the character dialogue and so on. There are also some other things that we're looking at right now, which will hopefully help to kind of bolster your knowledge of sort of various deeper parts of the lore here and there. But yeah, totally. I would love to. I have no control over that though, unfortunately.
Scratch and sniff
If
stickers.
I had control over that, if I could just wave a magic wand and have like Netflix or Amazon do a series of MythForce cartoons, I would do it, man. I would love to. That'd be fantastic.
Atomical scratch and sniff stickers. MythForce scratch and sniff stickers. Smells like real lizard men. I love that. There was
store scent.
What movie was that? There was like a movie in the 1980s. I think it was like a John Waters one that had like a bunch of weird scratch and sniff stickers.
Scratch and sniff was a thing back in the day. I remember Leisure Suit Larry 7 came with a scratch and sniff thing, which was just awful.
Oh yeah, that don't hear a lot about Leisure Suit Larry these days.
3000 on sale on Steam right now. Not to plug other people's products.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Last question. Here we go. This is it. This is the last one. Will there be any more Mimi cosmetics? Mimi cosmetics. I don't know.
By saying so, I assume you mean like stuff that is not strictly lore friendly.
I guess that's what it means. Yeah.
With that, my answer is yeah, sure. We got to balance it out. You want stuff that's a little bit more appropriate to the characters before we start going too bonkers with like unusual stuff. But I like my my holiday themed skins and stuff like that. Those are great. So yeah, in the future, stay tuned.
Awesome. Alrighty. And with that, I think we should end it there. We've gone.
I think we have to mention one last thing is that we have a poll on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And on Discord. So please go to MythForce Twitter and vote in that poll because your voice really matters. Like every voice, we have a lot of voices there, but we need more. So please go and vote. The question there is, what do you want to see more of in MythForce? Monsters, weapons and spells, perks and artifacts, rooms and levels. You can vote in two places, like on Discord and on Twitter, or vote in one place. So we'll really appreciate that.
Yeah, we're hoping to be asking the community a lot more in terms of polls. I know I have a lot of meetings with Sean and the design team, and almost every meeting it's a question of, well, what do you think the community would think about this or of this? And so, being able to ask those kind of questions and get feedback, it is super, super useful to us.
What are y'all excited about? What
exactly.
Do you want? I mean, and some stuff is easier to make than others. Some stuff
absolutely
is longer than others.
Yep.
There's a good reason why you don't have access to the next episode yet. It takes a long time to build levels, man.
Yeah.
That's just the thing. And also we wanted to get the forest up to the quality bar that we wanted to hit as well before we move on. So
alrighty. So with that, thanks everyone for being here. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Sean, thank you for joining us and answering all the questions about the awesome new class perks and all of that. And yeah, with that, we will end it here and we will see you around next time, everyone. Later.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.